lost his crew chief. Nobody likes you? You couldn't find a crew chief? Good evening to all of you, and officially a big welcome to an event. And I know you hear hype all the time, but this one is absolutely truer words were never spoken. 32 years in the making. TNT Motorsports Unfinished Business. TNT competed in an epic event in this track for a couple of years in '89 and 1990. My understanding is they haven't even had any motorsports in this fairgrounds in all those years since. And Michael Harper, when he created this idea, knew he wanted it to happen here, was able, through a lot of meetings and a lot of talk, he'd give and take to convince the fair board that this would be an epic thing to do, and now we are all here. So thanks to him and his Monster Truck Wars team for making this happen, but most of all, thanks to each and every one of you for being a part of it. We also want to thank Monster Machines, the Carolina Ford dealers, and Performance Plus, the great sponsors putting this on. So let me just walk through, oh, by the way, I didn't introduce myself for those of you. Things fired up, get loud! All right, Rod knows what to do, but he's got to hear a good loud 10 count starting right now. 10! 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drivers, let's get it in.
Guys, got 6 places right here, man. This is cool. This is like 8 years old again. Actually, I wish I was 8 years old, but I digress. Alright, we got Outlaw, we got Thunder Chicken, we got Holbrook Tremor, we got Carolina Crusher, the Equalizer, and Nightlife 2 right there. The right life is the right life. The good ones were just included. Alright, here we go. Qualify coming up next. Alright, here we go. It's Dave White Taurus, Super Dave White Taurus.
We'll get the last couple in place. Again, the first qualifier is going to be outlaw. And again, it'll be one at a time in 2 different rounds. They'll all do 1 lap in each lane, and that will determine it. So, as we get ready to get this thing started, you know, it's been a wonderful week already, but Army and I came down a couple days early. And so if you follow social media, you kind of see what we were up to. But we made a little side trip. And all of these special people who are here, there's certainly one that I know all of us love and respect who would love to be here, but because of a scheduling conflict is unable to. Nonetheless, he asked if we would take a minute and record a special message from the icon to all of you.
Here we go. 10.
So on my way to the epic weekend of TNT Motorsports Unfinished Business, I had the opportunity to stop by Digger's Dungeon and experience firsthand the King Sling Extreme Monster Ride truck with Dennis Anderson. We'll talk about that later, but you know, Dennis can't be here with all of you great TNT fans tonight, and he asked if he could just say a few words to you, because I know if there's any way possible you'd be here with us around.
Yeah, let me tell you, man, I got contacted over 10 months ago about this event, probably even a year ago. And this is an annual event that I have right here on the compound that we've done for the last 8-9 years, and I have to be here. And I could not believe that that date landed on this date. But anyhow, they're going to roll on. You know, show business is show business. And the great thing about it is all you great super fans and the first generation Monster Truck TNT fans are going to be there. We're going to have great guests there, people like Scott. And there's going to be a few other probably surprise guests. But I just want to tell you fans, man, I miss you guys. I love you. And I'm glad that you guys made it. And, you know, maybe next year we kind of switch that date a little bit if we make it an annual thing. Or if we travel around somewhere with it, that I can come to this, because Raleigh is a special place for me, Scott. And it's because in my career of monster trucking, when I first started Gravedigger back in the blue and gray days, one of my first biggest stops was, my first stop and only stop for the year was in Raleigh at the Raleigh State Fairgrounds. Then from that point on, I elevated to the spooky paint job in the truck that everybody knows as Grandma. Army Armstrong was on the track with me. Grandma, there's a telephone pole that I tore down on the track right out there at Raleigh, and the stands were packed full of people. But from Dennis Anderson to all the fans out there, Monster Jam fans, the old TNT fans, I love you guys, and thank you for every nut and bolt on our trucks and every shingle on our roofs. You guys are going to have a great time. You're marking something in the history book.
One more thing before we let you go and before we get started here. You know these guys better than anybody. Kid Rarick, Mike Wine, Gary Porter, John Kwasniewski, Dave Wysor, Greg Holbrook. You got to pick a winner.
Let me tell you right now, the Carolina boys are going to shine. Gary Porter is my man. Gary Porter, you better stand it up, buddy, because I know those old bones, you got it. It's right here in the heart. The heartbeat of a Chevrolet, you're going to do it.
There's the prediction of Dennis Anderson, the icon, and again, welcome to TNT Motorsports Unfinished Business from one of the originals who was there in the beginning.
Dennis Anderson, ladies and gentlemen, couldn't be here, but wanted to send this special message to all of you. Let's fire him up and go racing. What do you say? We'll begin with qualifying. Again, 2 rounds of qualifying, so each truck will have to make a pass in each lane, and our official scorer, the chief timer, Ryan Lacoste, will be tracking it all. Fastest lap counts, they can throw the other one away, and then we'll seed the racing bracket. 1 versus 6, 2 versus 5, 3 versus 4. That's how we'll run round 1. Up first, Mike Wine and the Jersey Outlaw. Well, the Outlaw, I still call it Jersey.
Jersey Outlaw makes it shine. Nick Rossi started the truck. Mike used to be his mechanic. Rossi got busy, and Mike got behind the wheel the world champion freestyle monster truck driver a number of years ago. Okay, let's go. What's going on? On the starting line, you notice a flashing red light. We're waiting for it to go green. It's a unique track. I'm going to try to explain that to you a little bit later. Qualifying yesterday came out of the far lane. This is a brand new, fresh lane, and it is going to be difficult. Watch the rear wheels on these trucks. They got to get them over that last car. He did it.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Rossi is dancing in the grandstands right now.
Mike Wine's official time, 5.02. So that's the number to kind of keep in mind as we set the bar. 5.02. Mike Wine and the Outlaw. Up next, welcome back, Carolina's own Gary Porter, Carolina Crusher out of Wadesboro, North Carolina, Army.
I tell you what, Porter goes up. Now, the reason he rode the truck up on the cars is Dad tells him where that jump is. He will not be able to get a run at these cars. I'll explain that to you later. They start with that front end right on the first car. Their first move with the truck is not forward, it'll be up. That's why getting your rear wheels over that last car is so important. This is a lane they all qualified out of yesterday. It's knocked down a little bit lower. They're more familiar with it. Jersey Outlaw did a fantastic job. Mike Wine getting his Rossi truck ready to go. Gary Porter on the starting line goes to the starting procedure. You notice they killed the engine. There's a safety kill switch that's operated away from the track. If you look on the left side of the track, the gentleman in the renegade shirt is walking away with it. Let's give him a big wave. Come on, ladies and gentlemen.
Big thumbs up from Mike Wine. He seems to like it.
Yeah, I tell you what, that guy, he can go tap dancing in the minefield. I tell you, go to a funeral with him, and you got a 5-mile conga line going real quick. Okay, Porter, waits patiently on the line. There's a routine that they will go through, and I will try to talk it to you. The gentleman in the green shirt, in his left hand is holding they call a kill switch. Only motorsport you'll ever see has got a kill switch like this. It's operated outside the truck. Porter lines up right on. All right, Porter makes a clean shot. Everybody's clearing that second set of cars.
Told you Outlaw's time. Check this out. Outlaw 5.02, Carolina Crusher. 5 seconds flat. There's your fast time so far. By 2/100ths of a second, Carolina Crusher sits number 1 in qualifying.
Scott, what kind of product is that? Carolina Crusher's or what?
That's be a Chevrolet.
Chevrolet, all right, you're sitting on a point of this one right now. Okay, the same routine that I talked to you about, they'll be repeated every time this vehicle goes. Driver will come up, the crew get him lined up.
All right, we'll put him away. Up next, welcome back for the first time in 32 years, literally, Kid Rarigan Thunder Chicken.
Thunder Chicken. Now this is a good opportunity for you to look at this. Look how high his truck is. That means his center of gravity is much higher than everybody else's. Is it good? I don't know. Is it bad? I don't know. We're going to find out in a minute. He only drove the truck 3 laps yesterday, and every run he got quicker. There's that kill switch I was telling you about. They shut the truck off. Now he'll restart it. And then we'll be ready to go with this run. Thunder Chicken.
Yeah.
Man, this guy's been around forever, Scott.
Yeah, and, you know, they got to get used to the inside. There's a lot of difference in there. So the crew chief can help them if they can't reach something, because Kid's not used to having a Hans device and not being able to just move around. He's got to be locked forward like all the drivers are and strapped in tight.
Yeah, he's like looking down a bowling alley. He can't look left, right. Now he'll roll up, try to get the front wheel snug. Remember, he wants to go up, not out right now. All right. Not real sure on the run. You can hear him burping the throttle as he went through that. Ramp, ramp, breath, that was him getting on and off the throttle. They'll be making another run. He came out of this lane. Next time he can go the other lane. And each time he runs it, it gets a little bit quicker.
Time for Thunder Chicken is 6.43. 6.43. So far, round one of qualifying, still number one, Gary Porter, Carolina Crusher, 5.00 seconds.
I tell you what, Scott, that could go away real quick. 5-second barrier is going to be good. I bet you gotta watch this guy here. He's a rock and roller. I'm here to tell you. He's probably got a little Leonard Skinner in his helmet out there. He is from the South, so you couldn't blame him for it. Driving a Chevrolet, going through the cutoff system. Scott, tell them who it is.
Well, yeah, because I'm going to say the whole name. John Kwasniewski, behind the wheel of the Buffalo Tremor.
I call him Johnny K, ladies and gentlemen, out of New York. Rolls up Chevrolet the line, red lights blinking. He'll try to just get right close to the cars. They're getting about a 6-inch run, a roll forward on this start. So far, all the cars look good. Johnny K trying to make a shot. Cleared the second set of car out of no man's land, but he'll have to make a fuel change here because he just wasn't getting enough fuel in the area between the jump cars that we call no man's land.
Time for Buffalo Tremor, 5.31. So right now, that slots him in third behind Carolina Crusher and Outlaw. Up next, he's getting ready to roll your way, Dave Wysoric and Nightlight.
Telling you about this inventor. He's kind of a thinker, a tinker, if you will, kind of a loner. Stays by himself when he's working. Matter of fact, for a number of years, he traveled by himself, did all the work himself, but he wants to go racing is what he wants to do. Get a whiff of that alcohol fuel. Can you smell it? I was telling you about a little bit. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a smell, and it won't hurt you or anything, but when you're around a monster truck, race, that's what you're going to smell because they run on the alcohol. Going through the shut-off procedure, there you go, you're there. Man in the green says, all right. Thumbs up goes back to the driver, and we're ready to go for the nightlife.
Now, you know, those of you who followed it back in the day, you remember Dave was famous for driving with his arm hanging out the window. He's in the center seat. It's the first time he's ever been in a center seat. There's not going to be any head coming out the window.
There may be some fingers hanging out the window. You know, we're going to see this guy. This guy is the gentle giant's the way I look at the guy. Great family man, but he's serious. When he rolls into that lane, he wants to thump you. He's not here for second. Watch him, rolls in. They got him on the light's red. Wait for it to go green. Nightlife, left lane, a new lane for these guys. All right, okay, he got it ironed out.
Good looking run, 5.84 for Nightlife.
584.
5.84.
Yeah, he had to bump the throttle. He wasn't smooth. What you want to hear is that rapping sound. You can tell how they're driving the truck by listening to the motor. And he had to burp the throttle about 3 times over the first jump. And it cost him. He'll go back and make a fuel adjustment, maybe get a little bit more fuel in it, and be ready to come out. Hey, look who's coming out now, Scott.
The final truck to qualify in round one of qualifying. Let's welcome back Greg Holbrook and Equalizer. Let me tell you, Army, this is one of the more interesting to me stories 32 years later. Because when you go back to 1990, Greg Holbrook was just a few points behind Andy Brass and Bigfoot for the national championship, the TNT Renegades Monster Truck Challenge Championship. For many years, Greg felt like it was that man at the starting line, Mike Speller, who may have had a quick trigger finger on the RII that shut him down, and he said cost him the chance to beat Andy Brass. Well, 30 years, He's become a man of God, as you've heard, and doing a lot of mission work. There's been a lot of forgiveness there, but this is going to be the first official pass in front of people with Greg Holbrook behind the wheel and Mike Speller staring him in the eye.
Back to back, some unfinished business is going to take place right now. Holbrook, out of Tennessee, the volunteer state, runs a construction company back there. His family involved in the sport, all kind of generations. But this guy, listen to the engine. That's the sound of an alcohol-burning Chevrolet engine. You'll hear it go lump, lump, lump. Listen to it. That's the sound of an alcohol-burning Chevrolet engine as he works his way into the lanes. He's ready. He's ready to pull a trigger on this puppy. Let's see what's going to happen. First jump is where it's going. Oh, good clean first jump.
Oh my! That was a pass. Hey, Army, let me check the times. Remember, 5 seconds flat was the #1 time. The time for Equalizer is... 4.93, your #1 qualifier.
Hey, the kid is back in town. How about that?
Wow, brand new quality.
Now, next week, every one of them drivers is going to want to be the one that says the prayer. If you can run that good, or you're the guy that says the prayer, they're going to get in line for that. No, that's a neat story, because when he came out, nobody knew who this kid was. They knew who USA was, they knew who Bigfoot was, they knew who the Great Digger was, but who's this kid out of Western Tennessee? Ah, man, they call him the kid.
All right, we'll cool him down for a minute. We won't waste a lot of time. We'll be getting right back to it. Let me review the qualifying times as they came out. #1, again, it's going to be the fastest time, so each going to get another pass. It's the fastest one that counts. #1, Equalizer at a 4.93. #2, Carolina Crusher, 5.00. #3, Outlaw, 5.02. #4, Buffalo Tremor at 5.31. Nightlife's a 5.84. Thunder Chicken, 6.43. Everybody now will get a chance in round 2 to try and improve that time. Army, did you pick up anything on the different lanes? There's no real trend right now. The fastest time came out of the right lane there. And the left lane had the second fastest time, so they seem to be equal.
Porter comes out again. Now, they didn't take too long to cool the motors down. They said they run alcohol for fuel. It doesn't get as hot as gasoline, so these guys are ready to go. Believe me, Porter rolls out. He wants to take the win bad. This guy has been one of the... He used to be a hired gun. All the guys that had the big money wanted to put this guy in their truck, and you're going to see why.
The Army, we've got to adjust the order. The crew's working on whatever was going on with Outlaw at the end of his run, so we'll probably just drop him to the bottom and kind of keep rolling through. So Gary Porter, Carolina Crusher's up. We just got to make sure they run in the other lane, not 2 runs in the same lane.
It's very interesting to run the opposite lanes for qualifying purposes, and I'll explain it to you a little bit later. Porter, to go through the kill switch shut-off sequence, he'll roll up now. There's that sound I was telling you. Lump. See him bumping, he's on the brake. Here we go. Trying to go up, not out. Porter looks for a green, he's got it. Porter brings a clean down forward.
Pretty good looking run.
I'll tell you what, Scott, he pulled a trigger on it. What was the time?
5.08, so it was 8/100 slower than his first run. We'll throw that out. Gary Porter's official qualifying time is a 5.00. So Gary Porter's official time is his first run, 5 seconds flat.
One of the things you can watch out for on a monster truck is suspension. Absorbing the hit is what it's all about. You got to take that 10,000-pound monster truck and fly it and land it. Look at the tires and wheels on these, and I'll explain that to you a little bit later. It's hard to believe your car at home has about 32 pounds of air pressure. See a monster truck? About 11 and a half pounds. You kids ask your math teacher how that works. I don't know, but that's what they tell me. And if you look at it, it's so when it hits the ground, it absorbs the energy.
All right, Mike Wine coming back out in the Outlaw. He went a 5.02 in round one, Army, so he's trying to, frankly, 2/100ths of a second, he can at least eclipse Porter for second fastest.
Yeah, he waves off. No, he's waving something off. You can see his hands up in there. The shut-off man moves, he wisely backs off. He spotted something out there. I don't know what it was. Oh, the light turned where he couldn't see. I guess that'd be okay. You need that. I'm going to tell you something. He's a wise old fox. That motor's been running longer than any motor we've had out there tonight. He may know that he can put some horsepower in this thing and make it happen. Wine's the guy I told you about. Take him to a funeral, you have a conga line going in 15 minutes. Hands up. They raise their hands to indicate to the shut-off man they're ready. Here we go. Whoa! Outlaw! Nick Rossi, a original outlaw, brought Mike Boyne on board to do his driving, and I think he's doing a pretty good job. How about my poor people?
Well, all you can say is Mike Wine is nothing if he's not consistent. First lap, 5.02, goes over to the other lane, 5.07. So just like Gary Porter, just a tick off on the second run, he'll take his first lap as an official qualifying at 5.02. What's interesting is that Porter was faster than the other one.
Kid's doing a good job, getting better every time, Scott.
Yeah, and Army, he chopped more than a second off that first run. So 5.38, he's getting the hang of it. 5.38, good job, kid.
Okay, all you kids out there, I want you to run out of your bedroom tomorrow morning and throw your chest out and say, Thunder Chicken. Will you say that for me right now? All right, all you kids, I want you to say, Thunder Chicken. Ready? One, oh, you got to do this. Yeah, I got to do this. I forgot. Okay, kids. 1, 2, 3. Thunder Chicken!
Up next, John Kwasniewski, Johnny K, the Buffalo Tremor. First lap was a 5.31. So he'd need to get about 3/10 off to get in there with Outlaw and Crusher, and he's got to get 4/10 quicker to knock Greg Holbrook out of the #1 spot.
Scott, I was just informed he just bought this chassis, so this is only the second time he's ever driven this truck. Hold it down. Got kind of a lean on after no man's land. You want to be as straight as you can to hit that second ramp. He was off just a tick, and you can see what it cost him. Scott,
Okay.
You got a time on him?
He's 2/10 quicker. 5.15 will now be his official time. He still doesn't change his positioning in the draw, but he's getting quicker. Next up, Dave Wysorek in Nightlife, who went 5.84 his first time.
Wysorek had quick time in the first round, had to lay out that qualifying position in order to fix something. I don't know what it is. I've been looking at the truck. I don't see a lot about it.
That's what you look for, right? That balance, that evenness.
Folks, you all agree with that? Sometimes it's better on the left, sometimes better on the right. Agree with that? Everybody agree? All right. Yeah, Scott, we know. Okay. Keep an eye on this kid, the quiet member. He'll yell for you. No bad move on the jump. He'll probably have to take the time off the first round.
Interesting. Dave looked really good in practice yesterday, but he struggled in qualifying, but he'll have a chance to straighten it up. So he's going to stick with his first time, of course, which was a 5.84. That one officially was 8.90.
What?
One more. It's Greg Holbrook at Equalizer. He knows he will be the #1 qualifier, but can he get faster?
Yeah, the whole thing. He knows what the number is. Goes up, bumps the jump. Now he'll back up, go through the kill switch routine. You all watch this with me now. He raises a hand to tell the kill switch operator. He's ready. Rolls into the lanes. You got about a yard out there. You got about 36 inches of run. That's just enough to get that truck up in the air. The kid out of Tennessee. I tell you what, he drifted just a little bit, had the back on the throttle before he hit the second ramp, but I think he still pulled a good number. Scott, here's your quick qualifier now.
Yeah.
What about now?
His second lap was a 5.05, so he'll stick with his first lap of a 4.93. Give it up for your fastest qualifier, Greg Holbrook at Equalizer.
Look at him on the screen. Watch the truck attitude. He gets crossed up. See? Now he's got to come a little bit angle over that big jump. But that kid didn't pull his pull out of it, man. He was going for the moon. Chevrolet, how about that? You qualify quick tonight.
All right, Army, let's take a look at the bracket. After the qualifying, here's how it's going to work out. First race will be our fast qualifier, Equalizer, and Greg Holbrook.
But as you can see right there, he's got this first race, Equalizer and Nightlife.
But I want to know by your applause who you think is going to be the winner. Who's picking Equalizer? And who's picking Nightlife? Army's got the call.
On the video, Equalizer's in the left lane. I know it's those picture. Now we're going to move him over the right side. Nightlife ready to take a shot at him. Both drivers go up on the outside. It's a rock and roll singer with what I say and what I say.
We've got a camera right on the finish line, Army. Let's take a look at the replay, see if we can figure it out from here. Dave Wysorek was the slowest qualifier. Man, did he nail it wheel to wheel with Equalizer.
I don't want to call that.
We may have to go to the finish line camera. Have they made a call yet? Waiting on the call.
Let me ask you this. What do you folks think? The left lane or the right lane won that? Tell me, left lane, what do you think? Yes?
That's, Army, that's the finish line that we just froze it on.
Man, that's a hard call. What a job by Dave Wysorek.
Nightlife Army was the slowest qualifier against the fastest, and let's watch it again. They're going to try and freeze it for us
Right at the frame when they hit the finish line.
I think what won that race for him is when he came off that first ramp, the rear tires just went perfect.
Here's the deal, Army, here's the deal. Holbrook had the lead in Equalizer. Wysorek had the momentum. When did Nightlife pass him? I think it was after the finish line. Let's watch it again. I think Equalizer may have held on.
Whoa! Lead announcer calls the race.
Did we tell you these guys were going to be competitive?
Well, I tell you, nobody wants to go home second tonight. The attitude of the truck, so important. Nightlife comes out and see how he stays on the ground. Equalizer starts to bounce around a little bit, and that killed some of the forward motion he had. Meanwhile, Nightlife working the left side, going straight and true. Scott, you make the call. Couple of yellow trucks ready to make the call. The Carolina Crusher, Jerry Porter in the far side, left lane, Kid Raring and Thunder Chicken. Okay, kids, let's go. 1, 2, 3, Thunder Chicken. Porter works up. He is all serious. He's looking down that bowling alley. He's not worrying about the first jump. He's worrying about being straight for the second jump. New driver in a new truck. Kid Raring ready to come off the left side. We're ready.
Sorry about that, fans. I got a little jumpy down at the start line. We needed to call the first winner. It is official by about that much. The winner is Dave Wysorek and Nightlife.
Now, Equalizer right now has got a 5.02 as the fastest loser.
So we know Nightlife is advanced, Carolina Crusher is advanced, and the fastest loser will advance along with the winner of the Outlaw versus Buffalo Tremor race.
I tell you what, the story right now is on the starting line. That right lane is trying to get goofy out there. Two of your best trucks just made shots out of it, and they came off that first jump crooked. And if you're not crooked, you got to remember they can steer a four-wheel. Look at this, steering the four wheels as he backs up. They can actually fly these trucks when they get them up in the air and they start spinning those big wheels around. You can actually, they're like gyros. Studied that in high school, right? They get four of those suckers spinning and they can make that truck move around a little bit. But the right lane, far lane, is going to have a story to tell before the night's over. Scott, that's a lane they all ran out of last night. It might be coming back to haunt them tonight. Keep an eye on the screen over there. Outlaw.
All right, Army, thinking about it, as you're taking a look at old history of Outlaw against Buffalo Tremor, have you, let's go back to that first race real quick. I don't know if I've ever seen somebody qualify so bad and look so good in round one as Dave Wysoric. Well, let's set this race up first. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, who thinks the winner is going to be John Kwasniewski and Buffalo Tremor?
Chevrolet!
And who's picking Mike Wine and Outlaw?
The Ford!
Did you hear that cheer for Mike Wine?
Both drivers cleaning their engines out. They move up to the line, red blinking. They're going to start about a yard behind the starting line. You can tell it on the screen right in front of you. See, they got just 36 inches to make a run before they got to start flying this rascal. Who can get it on the ground quickest seems to be the way to go. The Tremor, ladies and gentlemen.
Your winner, John Kwasniewski and the Buffalo Tremor.
Mike Wine just radio back to his crew. Yeah, but I'm still the best looking driver.
So we're gonna have a lesson for all of the kids here. We're gonna have a lesson for all the kids here about being humble, about not getting over your skis, and about if you run your mouth, you better back it up. So you all were here for the introductions. Mike Wine broke everything up, running over, trying to write Outlaw on the trophy. He is gonna be in the 5th place race in a minute. He's not getting near this trophy.
That's right, coming in the left lane will be the Outlaw. This truck originally built by Nick Rossi out of New Jersey area. Mike was his mechanic, and Nick had to take a break, told Mike to get up in the truck, and that was history because this kid can rock and roll you. That's under chicken, far side, sits real high, high center of gravity on that yellow truck. Wine's trying to get over this side. Watch the rear wheels come over the jump. Wine shuts it down on the big end of the track.
You think Mike Wine got mad? That was by far his fastest run of the night. Your winner of the 5th place race, Mike Wine, the Outlaw. Give it up for Thunder Chicken and the Outlaw.
He's waving to you, way back. Here he goes. He's in that I told you so mood. That's right. He's in it. I'm bad. You just watch me the rest of the night. I'm bad. I'm here to stay. Gentleman monster truck driver. Watch the screen. Boom.
Yeah, Mike, that was a whole bunch of mad inside of the Outlaw.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I was watching. Okay, this is good. Well, sorry, I lost it. But,
all right, now it's time for the semifinals. 2 semifinal races coming up, and that will determine our 2 finalists who will run for that beautiful TNT Motorsports Unfinished Business Trophy. But if you got in late and didn't hear my track explanation at the beginning, Racing is what they're going for the trophy for, but they're going to do a whole lot more. We have a donut competition later. All of these legends are going to freestyle. There's a whole lot more still to come. But we're running a racing competition first because that's what they came for, and we want everybody at 100% to try and win that trophy that everybody wants, Army.
Hey, Scott, look at there. Who's that, ladies and gentlemen? Scott Douglas, who's that? Hello, Raleigh! How's everybody enjoying the racing?
What's he got out there?
I'm gonna do some racing here. I've got 3 volunteers that have been pre-chosen. I need them down here right now. Oh, I'm a little off? Okay, well. Talking to the boss. I'm sorry, I'm a little ahead of schedule. I will be back here shortly. Give him a round of applause, man. He came out, he did good.
I told you all, anything can happen tonight, and probably will. We're all looking here like, I mean, we don't have a bunch of script, but we got notes. Joel James Knievel's gonna come out after the semifinals, and I'm like, well, we haven't run the semifinals yet. So he'll be back later, and I'm sure he'll be funny, but right now, time to go racing, Army. Semifinal round. Let's see which one they send us first. I believe it should be Nightlife and Carolina Crusher.
And we're having fun, Scott.
And I'm
the
wrong,
guy in
of
the
course.
cowboy hat and the gorilla named Go-Go, but here come 2 of the best. This is going to be a run. I tell you, it's going to be a slapping contest here.
All right, Army, let's find out. Who thinks the winner of this race is going to be Johnny K and the Buffalo Tremor? And who's picking Greg Holbrook and Equalizer?
You want to see how they've done it before? Watch the screen, but when you hear the noise, come back and watch them live because you can see them 32 years ago or right now.
Here we go.
Let's take a look at the replay. It's close.
I tell you what, the kids are making it hard on us, otherwise we got.
All right, here comes the replay.
Rolls the start good. Now watch him. He does. He right there. He backs on the throttle. Now he pulls the throttle. We got a winner.
It's official. Your winner and going into the finals in the battle for the trophy is Greg Holbrook and the Equalizer.
I tell you, don't take anything away from Johnny K and the brand new truck. Tonight's the first time he's driven that truck in competition. He's got nothing to be ashamed of. Holbrook stops right at the beginning of no man's land to straighten his truck up. Watch this. Johnny K makes a good start. They move together good. Now, Equalizer out a little bit. Right now, he doesn't want air. He wants to get that truck on the ground. Plant the horsepower. He does, and you call the winner. Nightlife, getting ready to come out next against, the Carolina Crusher.
Yeah, this is going to be a heck of a semifinal race when you think, arguably, Porter and the Carolina Crusher has been the most consistent tonight, but Dave Wysorek has either been awful or fantastic. And remember, he beat Equalizer. Look at this footage, Army. You remember this from 1990, Carolina Crusher and Nightlife, buddy.
That's right. There's a lot of respect here. I'm telling you, these guys respect the heck out of each other. Neither one of them wants to go on a trailer after this round. Porter, I've been watching his truck. He's running a fatter tire on that truck in order to absorb that energy I was telling you about. Look at the screen. Boom. That was at the NASCAR track 2 years ago.
All right, let's do what we've been doing. Who thinks the winner of this race to go to the finals is going to be Dave Wysorek and Nightlife? And who thinks the winner is going to be Gary Porter and Carolina Crusher?
How many people don't care and just want to see a good monster truck race? Yeah. Both drivers rolling in. I tell you what, keep an eye on this guy in the left lane. He may not go go fast, but he will go quick. Porter, meanwhile, moves far side, goes up. They're 36 inches away from the first jump. Who's going to settle between no man's land? You're going to watch it with me right now.
How awesome is this racing? It's so close. Let's watch the replay again, Army, because here it comes. And this one came down to the wire.
Nightlife made the first move. Porter's got to catch him coming off the jump. Nightlife is set pretty good. Porter's got to pull the trigger. Doesn't do it. Nightlife. I think it was Nightlife.
Hang on. We got to get the official call.
Gotta remember there's a camera angle there. There's a camera angle there.
Watch the end of the cars is the finish line. Did Wadesboro get there in time?
It is official. Your winner is Dave Wadesboro at Nightlife.
Man, that was close. Redemption, man.
I tell you what, it's interesting. He brought his family, his kids, and everybody. They're camping out over there. He's the quiet one. I told you about him. But see, he got that truck over, and he wasn't concerned with being fast. He just wanted to be quick. Quick wins. Porter was after him, man.
Okay,
He got a whiff of it, Scott, but couldn't pull it off.
If you want to watch it one more time. Again, the end car, that's where the finish line runs. And watch. Wadesboro again coming from behind, and he just got there in time. That's 2 races tonight. He's won by about that much combined.
Okay, I'll show you how we do this. All right, you kids, pay attention to me here. All right, kids, just a minute. Scott's scolding me here. Now the cloud's coming out. Let's welcome him back, huh? Hey, big time.
Hey, I think I need to buy a watch or something. I'm a little...
James Knievel. Woo! Out of New York State. Johnny K. I nicknamed him that because being from the South, I cannot pronounce his last name. So he became Johnny K. going against Gary Porter. Carolina versus New York. GMC in the far lane, Chevy in the near lane, the yellow truck. Porter goes up. They're going to go through the procedure now on the kill switches. The windows of these trucks, you'll see a light. I'll tell you about that. The boy from New York City. How about that, huh? Boy, Gary Porter fighting his way through, but I don't think it happened. He's waving to you. Come on, give me a big wave back. Now, they've got a concession stand up here. You can get t-shirts and all kind of swag, Scott. We're going to go into an intermission a little bit later, and when that happens, the Tremor took the win. Watch it. There it is. He got him about a, watch this, far side. There it is.
So Buffalo Tremor's officially our 3rd place finisher. Give a big round of applause. Congratulations to John Kwasniewski, 3rd place in the Buffalo Tremor.
Watch Porter on this run, man. He gets a little bit crossed up before the big jump. I don't know, man. He moved first. Yellow moved first. He sets down good. Now he's just a tick crooked, and that's what cost him.
Okay. Well, no, I'll tell you what. Let's wait. Let's get Johnny K down this way.
How about it, ladies and gentlemen? You're looking at history.
How about that, Army Armstrong?
I tell you what, we got a lot of fans here, but John Moore passed away this past year, and I know he's got the best seat in the house tonight. He's looking down on all of us. Let's see what's going to happen. Ford, Chevrolet. What did I say? Ford, Chevrolet. All right, Heidi Moore. That's my girl. She and her husband toured this show. Look at her eyes. She loves you. She got a picture of her husband on the side. She came up here by herself out of Jacksonville, Florida. John passed away about a month ago, and she's a fantastic lady. And if you ladies get a chance to talk to somebody, I'd want to talk to her. The problem we're going to have, Scott, is getting her out of that truck. What do you say? Come on! She's bragging about her husband. She's bragging about a race that happened 32 years ago. In memory of John Moore. Heidi. First name's Heidi. Let's go, Heidi Moore. And everybody's going, how'd I get down here? Where'd I put my phone?
She knows how to get out of this truck.
Topless truck, sits in the far lane. Looks like Breen's already in stage. They're going to go through the procedure of, they're getting that line back. They're getting just, look at the screen. They're just about 36 inches. They got a ramp. Breen, Mad Dog, Chevrolet, far lane. He's ready. They back him off to get it started. Again, after the safety sequence goes, they're ready for that. Meanwhile, Ford, no problem, from Florida. Moore works his way to the line. Family team, his wife Heidi. His daughter comes with him. It's about an all-American families you're going to get for that yellow truck. And Breen, he's just a bad boy from Missouri. Here they go. Everybody runs. Go. Both drivers take off. No problem. Who did it? Who was it, Scott?
Your winner, no problem! Racing out of the left lane, welcome back one of our TNT original legends, Dave Wysorlik and Nightlife. And his championship round opponent, the kid is back out of Tennessee, Greg Holbrook, the Equalizer. And there's only one voice that can call the final, and it's Army Armstrong.
Here we go, ladies. They're lining up. Far side. The biggest monster truck on the street. It's the widest monster truck. The Equalizer is. The kid doing the driving. Gary comes out and look in the left lane, the windshield. But see the color there? That's an indication of what frequency that kill switch is on. Both drivers have those in their windows, and they've already been checked. Now they look at the lineup, man. They bring him up. He's all the way from Washington State, 81 years old, and he's the biggest kid you're ever going to know. Equalizer, I think he's in. Yep, got him on the start line. Keep an eye on the track and on the screen. Nightlife rolls up. Watch the back tires over the first jump. I think that'll tell the story. Here they go. Look up to the 30. Woo! And that's the name of that tune. Man, oh man, stop break. And the Nightlife.
Young Army, he shocked everybody.
Replay on the screen.
Yeah, it just locks up.
Yeah.
He shocked everybody, Army. Slowest qualifier, great runs, but your winner is Greg Holbrook, Equalizer.
The kid is back. The kid's back, ladies and gentlemen, after 32 years. The kid that took his money and built a missionary over in Africa. The kid that just kind of walked around. It's a kid back then, but right now, he's sitting in there getting his composure. I tell you right now, this is touching. We got to get him out. Takes the steering wheel off. Going to get his helmet off.